Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1977 National League replay game of the day. We are at April the 18th, and we are at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds 1977 style. Hello, Dab. Good to see you. Jack Billingham against Rick Rhoden is the matchup in this one. There you see the benches and bullpens for both teams. There are your starting lineups. Pretty standard lineup for each of the teams. I don't think there's anything that's really unusual about any of that. They're pretty much their standard 8 right here. Dodgers won the game real world. I believe it was 6 or 7-3 or something like that. It wasn't close. So Reds are going to see if they can change that history. So starting things off for the Los Angeles Dodgers will be second baseman Davey Lopes. He will get it going against Jack Billingham. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. And we're underway from Cincinnati. 4-4. And that's a straight-up home run, the very first pitch. He's a 6. That's a 12. No home run, so Billingham catches a break. That's a 6-6. It's going to be a ground ball to short. So Billingham turned what would have been an instant home run into a ground out to short thanks to thanks to Lopes getting a high number on the D20 and not hitting that home run. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. We've got Cincinnati Red dice because we are having Cincinnati Reds play, not Tom Seaver in a Cincinnati Reds uniform playing for the Mets. Okay. Here is Billingham to Bill Russell. 5-1. That's a strikeout to a righty, and that's a 1. I know this is a well-worn D20, but that is a 1 right there. And that will be a strikeout of Bill Russell. First strikeout for Billingham. Here's Reggie Smith. 2-3, and that's a blank. So we go to Reggie Smith. 3-6. It's going to be a single pass shortstop. So 2-out single for Reggie Smith. Let's see if he can get a lead. His attempt is only a 1. And there is no attempt there, so we move it on over to Ron Say, the Penguin. That's a 1-3, and that's a blank since he's not tired. Move it on to Say, 3-3. That's a power result to right field against right-handers. It goes to 8, but that's an 11. That would have been a double against a lefty, but against a righty, that will just be a deep fly to right field. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Dodgers here in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It is LA nothing, Cincinnati coming to bat. And Rick Rhoden start for the men in blue. Tommy Lasorda doing double duty on this Saturday as he was in Philadelphia this morning and now has flown to Cincinnati and also traveled a year back in time to 77. Hello, Brian B. Hello, Mr. Robert. Catching you on. You're doing really well with your sports teams and sports figures with the Panthers winning in double overtime last night and Coco Gauff winning the French Open. You got to be riding high here. And then the Panthers going home for the next couple of games against the Edmonton Oilers. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. All right, so Pete Rose will lead it off. 5-2, and that's a straight-up home run chance for Pete Rose, but he's only a 5. That's a 6. He just missed it. So no home run, but he will swing. That's a 5-3. He's going to pop it up to third, and Ron Say makes the play, 1 down. 1 away. And I don't know if I'm going to do this or not come February. Depends on if I'm working again or if I'm still retired. I don't know. But one of my bucket list items was to go to Stratomatic opening day. So I may try to do that this year. We shall see. I want to catch Hal Richmond while he's still vertical. All right, here is Rick Rhoden. It's a long trip, granted, so I may or may not do it, but at least it's in my periphery to possibly do. 2-2 is a strikeout chance. Strikes out a 7. That's a 9. Stadium doesn't add anything, so no strikeout for Griffey. Griffey will swing away. 1-1. That is a ground ball to second. 2 down. And that'll bring up Joe Morgan. Definitely trying to get this game done quickly before the circles and sand show up. I don't need a Belinda Carlisle sighting. Rhoden, 3-2. Strikeout chance, 9. Nope, it's too high. It's an 8 stadium, doesn't change it. It wasn't like Shea Stadium last time that added 2 to everything. So Morgan will swing it. 3-1, he flies to center. So 1-2-3 for the Reds. They get nothing. We go to the second inning. No score from Riverfront, or as RJL likes to call it, the stadium in front of the river. All right, so Steve Garvey steps to the plate. 2-3, and that's a blank, so we go to Steve Garvey. That's a 6-6, and that's going to be a star 4, and that's a ground ball to Pete Rose. 1 away. That'll bring up Rick Monday. 2-3, and that's another blank. Go to Rick Monday. 6-1, that's a star 6. It's a fly to center. Speaking of Mondays, I know I'm retired, but it doesn't feel like it because it's the weekend. Now, come Monday morning when I'm not driving into work, then it'll feel like it. But right now, it just feels like another weekend. So it hasn't hit me yet. I'm sure it will this coming week. Billingham, 6-6, straight up single. S1 right off the bat, and Baker gets aboard. Baker's attempt is only a 1, and nothing happening, so he will hold. And here's Steve Yeager, the Jägermeister. 4-1 as a blank. We go to Yeager. 5-6, that's a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the men in blue. And that'll bring up Rhoden to come out and pitch again. He'll be facing Foster, Dreesen, and Bench in the bottom of the second. 2-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 4 is going to get him. So Foster is out. First strikeout for Rhoden. Brings up Dan Dreesen, and I think this is, to me, the one thing that really took the starch out of the 77 Reds was not having Tony Perez, their emotional team leader, was not on the team anymore. That was a big, big difference, not having him. And not having the McEnany and Eastwick from all the season didn't help either. And plus, they were getting a little. Some of the guys are getting a little older as well. 4-4 is a range play at Riverfront Stadium. 5-6, that's a ground ball to third. We're checking Ron Say. Say's range is a 3. So 1-3, he will make this play. He does not. It's going to be a base hit. Is it going to be a single or a double? It will be a single for Dan Dreesen. Opposite way, kind of cues it down to the third baseline past Say for a 1-out single. His attempt is is a 5. Cannot get a lead. He will hold for Johnny Bench. 2-3, it's a strikeout chance. 9, got him. Bench is out on strikes, out number 2. And it's up to Concepcion, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. 1-1, strikeout 10, too high. Go to Concepcion. 5-6, that's a single past third. That's going to put runners at first and second with 2 outs for Cesar Geronimo. Geronimo. 4-4, and that's a blank. We go to Geronimo. 2-3, and that is a single past second base. That should score Dreesen. We'll double check it with the chart. Score from second. On the S4, you need a 2 or better. So Dreesen's a 3 with 2 outs becomes a 4. So he scores automatically. We'll check Concepcion. He's definitely going to get third. So runners are at the corners. A run is in. RBI single from Cesar Geronimo. And actually, he has an attempt of 2. So 1-0 Reds. And now that brings up the pitcher Billingham, a 161 hitter. Rhoden, 1-5. Pitcher result, 1-3 is a single. That's a 12, so it's blank. Billingham, 4-3. Pops it up to short to end the inning, but The Reds break through first. RBI single from Cesar Geronimo. And we go to the third. 1-0 favor of Cincinnati. Can Billingham hold the lead is the question. He's going to face Rick Rhoden, the pitcher, to start off the top of the third. .64, and that is going to be a strikeout chance. And of course, with an 11, that's probably a strikeout, and it is. So Rick Rhoden down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Billingham. Brian B., I gave up trying to figure out inside pitches ratings a long time ago. I just accept them and maybe complain about them. But as to how they work them out, I don't know their formula as far as like range and stuff. 1-5, that's a strikeout, 15 too high. I'm just glad everybody's in the right uniform. That's a major victory. 4-2, that is a ground ball to first. And Dreesen will step on the bag himself, 2 away for Bill Russell. 3-5, and that is a home run question mark. 1-11, it passes. Russell's only a 2, though. And he will not hit the home run, but he will swing. 1-2, grounded to short, and that's going to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Dodgers. And they are still having a hangover from this afternoon, I think, when they went to Philadelphia and got pretty much taken care of easily by Larry Christensen and the Phillies. All right, so Pete Rose will lead things off. 1-1, strikeout 12 too high, go to Rose. 3-5, that's a double to right field for Pete Rose, a leadoff double. And the Reds have something cooking here in the bottom of the third. Griffey. 4-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 16, way too high for that. So Griffey gets to swing it. 4-3, and that is a fly to right field. Possibly could move Rose up. Rose runs at a 3. Right fielder arm. Reggie Smith is a 0. That's a 1-3 on a fly ball to right field. Going to third base, you lose one, makes it a 2. So 1-2, he makes it to third base. And Pete Rose hustles to third base. That's big. Now the Dodgers will bring the infield in with 1 out. Try to choke the runoff. But it's going to force their hand by him getting to third base. Rhoden to Morgan. 3-5. That's a possible error. Go to Morgan. That's a 2-2. That's a fly to right field. That's a 6. Smith's error is a 4, though, so there's no error on the play, but it's a possible sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 1. And it is a 1. It is a sacrifice fly by Joe Morgan as Pete Rose hustles in here to score the second run of the game. It's 2-0 Reds. Here's Foster. 1-4 blank. We go to Foster. 3-3, and it's a single to left field. The inning continues. Foster has an attempt of 1, and nothing happening. So that brings up Dreesen. 2-1, blank. We go to Dreesen. 6-3, it's a pop-up to second. Lopes is there. Ends the inning, but the Reds get another run, and most of it belongs to Pete Rose. A double. He goes to third on the fly to right, and he scores on another fly to right by Morgan. So definitely manufacturing a run with Charlie Hustle. It's 2-0 Reds after 3. And here is Reggie Smith. .32, and that's a blank. 3-2 again. That's a ground ball to first, and that's 1 away. And I don't know how many people have talked about this whole Pete Rose being now reinstated or eligible for the Hall or whatever, but if I was a Pete Rose family person or friend or whatever, I would just tell the Hall to stick it myself. You can have your Hall of Fame. Don't want me while I'm alive. Don't do me when I'm dead. 5-1, strikeout chance, 4, got him. Strikeout number 3 for Billingham. Here's Garvey. 3-1 blank. We go to Garvey. 4-5, and that's a single to left field. So 2-out single for Garvey. And his attempt is a 2. And he cannot get the lead, so nothing's happening. Here's Rick Monday. One swing of the bat can tie the game. Just one long ball. That's a 4-6. It's a range play. Going to Monday for a, whoops, drop the D20. Or was it, no, the red D6 is what I dropped. Now, where the hell did that go? That could have bounced anywhere. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, I got it. We're going here. We go to Monday for a range play. 5-2. It's a single to right, but it is a range play for Griffey. He is a 3. 1-3, and the inning's over. It is not. It's going to stay a single. So Monday with the single. Garvey will take third base automatically. No questions asked. He's a 4 with 2 outs, becomes a 5. The ball to right field going to third. You add some, and Griffey's got a +1 arm, so it's a no-brainer. He makes it automatically. So Rick Monday, an attempt of 1. Don't think he's going anywhere. He is not. And Dusty Baker, the batter. That is a 1-6. That's a walk plus. And so that's going to load the bases for Yeager. That's the first walk issued by Billingham. And now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, here is Yeager. First 2 are out, and all of a sudden we have 2 hits and a walk. And Billingham in a little bit of trouble. 5-1, strikeout 1, got him. Boy, he got out of that mess in a hurry. Striking out Yeager to end the inning. So the Dodgers leave him loaded. Lasorda spit up some linguine and can't believe what his catcher just did to him, leaving the bases loaded. Go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Reds. Four 3, and that is a wild pitch, so we're just going to treat it as a blank. Move on to bench. 5-2. That's a double to center field for Johnny Bench. Leadoff double. Rose led off with a double in the last inning. Let's see if Bench can. Well, Bench is not the runner Pete Rose is, but he's still making a chance to score, depending on what his mates do for him. Here's Concepcion. 4-6. That's a home run question mark. 1-7. It passes. Concepcion needs a 6 to hit a home run. He does not, but he will swing. 6-6. It's a single pass second base, and that'll score Bench. It's now 3-0 Reds. RBI single from Concepcion. Concepcion's attempt is a 5. Nope, nothing going to happen there. Here's Geronimo. 2-5, and that's a blank to a lefty. Would have been a straight single to a righty. Here's Geronimo. 2-2. Ground ball to second, possible double play. He's a 2. Nothing there. Halfway is a 3. The pivot at short. Russell is a +1. So that's going to make it a 4. 1-4, we got a double play. And we do. So it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play for 2 quick outs. And the bases are clear for Billingham. 6-3, that's a range play. We're going to Billingham's card for a range play. 2-2 is a ground ball to first. We're checking the range of Garvey. He's a 4. And Garvey has it and flips to Rhoden covering to end the inning. But the Reds get another run. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. 1 run in each of the last 3 innings for a 3-0 lead after 4 complete. Rhoden is the leadoff hitter, but it's a little early to pinch hit just yet. We're in 1977, not 2025. So Rick Rhoden, who's a pretty good hitter, 231 with 3 home runs, so traditionally a good hitter. So he will swing for himself. 2-2 is the pitcher result. 1-8 is a single. That's a 14. So we go to Rhoden. 3-6. That's a single to short. So Rhoden gets the leadoff single. Told you he was a good base runner or good base hitter. Hit 231 on the season. So not bad. See if there's anything on the strategy. And there is not. So here's Davey Lopes. 3-3 is a blank. We go to Lopes. 5-5. That's a single to right field by Lopes. Rhoden runs as a 2. So let's see, single to right. Going from first third, you add 2, that makes him a 4. Right fielder Arm Griffey's a +1, makes it a 5. So on a 1 to 5, he'll make it to third. It's a 6, boy, but a +1 probably means he's going to hold. So we come to our second chart. As a +1, a 1 or 2, we go to this third thing over here. 3 through 6, he just holds. So he holds at second base. So Rhoden has to hold at second base. First and second, nobody out for Bill Russell. Nothing on the strategy. 6-5, that's a strikeout chance, but 12 is too high. We go to Russell. 1-6, that's a star 4. Ground ball to third. Let's see what kind of ground ball it is. With runners at first and second, we check this chart. 1 to 2, it's toward the line. 3 to 4, it's right at Rose. 5 or 6, it's in the hole. It's a 3, so it's right at him. So that means there's a choice of a force only at third or try for the double play. So let's see. Russell's a pretty good double play candidate, and Billingham, so they're going for the double play, no question about it. It would be 5-4-3, and the runner, Rhoden, would take third. So Rhoden's going to get third base regardless. Now we just see what happens everywhere else. He's a 3, +1 is a 4, halfway is a 5. Pivot at second, Morgan is a +1 for a 6. So anything other than a 6, and it's a double play. And it is 5-4-3 around the horn, double play. Big time turned by the Reds. Rhoden will take third, but now there are 2 outs. Huge double play. And now here's Reggie Smith. 5-3 is going to be a blank, so we go to Reggie Smith's card. 3-3, and that's a star 3. Ground ball to Dreesen at first, and Billingham pitches out of the junk. First and second, nobody out, and he doesn't give up a thing. Pitcher's best friend, double play, comes to the rescue. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Rose, top of the order for the Reds. All right, here is Rose. He almost single-handedly manufactured a run last time. 4-4 is a blank. We go to Rose. 5-2, that's a single to second. So Rose trying to start something again. Attempt is a 2. Nothing doing. So here's Griffey. 5-1. That's an automatic out to the left-hander. And the automatic out is a ground ball to first. So possible double play, but not likely. 2. 0. You don't get the halfway, so it keeps it at a 2. The pivot Russell is a +1, though. Makes it a 3. So 1 to 3 is actually going to be a double play. Yep, I spoke too soon. It's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. I thought without getting that +1 from the first baseman, it would hurt them, but Russell's pivot made up for it. So 3-6-3 double play takes care of that. And here's Morgan. 4-6. That's a home run question mark. 1 to 3, it fails. Good thing, because Morgan had a good chance at a home run. But now he'll just swing. 2-2, and he flies to right to end the inning. So at the end of 5, it is Cincinnati 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Billingham can face 27 batters. Right now he has faced 21. So he's in good shape to at least go this inning, maybe a 7th inning. We shall see, depending on how he does. Here's Ron Say. 5-6, that's a ballpark card. Going to Riverfront Stadium for the ballpark check. Riverfront, a good hitter's park. 4-5, but in this case, he grounds it to Pete Rose. And that's 1 away. The Penguin is gone. Pete Rose was the Batman to the Penguin. Here's Garvey. But at least he wasn't Bateman, because that wouldn't have worked too well. He probably would have booted it. 2-1, and we're going back to the ballpark card for Garvey. 6-1, it's a ground ball to Dreesen at first. 2 down for Rick Monday. So the Reds are living right, because that's a lot of home run chances on that ballpark card, but the Dodgers have hit into 2 weak ground outs. Billingham 6-3 is a blank to the lefty Monday. 6-5, and that's a liner right to Concepcion to end the inning. So Jack Billingham's 6 shutout innings so far, and he's looking good for a 7th inning because he's not tired yet. And he doesn't come. He probably won't bat this inning. So they'll probably let him at least go 7, I would think. Then turn it over to the pen. Here is Rhoden to Foster. 1-6 range play. Going to Foster. 2-5, and that is, you're not going to have to worry about a range play at all on that one. That's an H9. That is gone. There is no range for that. Forget the right fielder Reggie Smith even trying for that. He's not going to be able to do it. It's a straight up home run in that cell. H9. It is gone. Home run straight up. And even to the opposite field, no less. Opposite field power but Foster must have hit some home runs to right, or else I'm assuming he would have put H7 in there instead of H9. So I guess it's a 9 for a reason. But it's now 4-0 Reds. Rhoden might be needing relief. 4-1's a ballpark card for Dreesen. 1-1's a single plus to center field. Dreesen will have to try for the double. His BR is a 3. The arm in center Monday is a +1. So a 1-4, he makes it for a double. He does not. He's got a hold with a single. So Dreesen will hold. The attempt is a 5. Nothing going on. Dodgers bullpen is active. They do have left-hander Stan Wall loosening in the pen. Rhoden 3-2. That's a strikeout chance. He's not tired yet. That's a 3, so he got him. And for Rhoden, that is strikeout number 3. So 1 away, and here's Concepcion. He's 2 for 2. (3-6). He's not tired, so there's no single there. We'll go to Concepcion. 3-2. It's another single to center. He's 3 for 3. Single to center. Dreesen runs at a 3. The single to center, you lose one, makes him a 2. Center fielder arm, Monday's a +1, brings it back to a 3. So a 1-3, Dreesen makes it to third. It's a 6. It's possibly going to be chance to be out, but again, since it's a +1 arm, it's a 1-2 to go to the third roll. 3-6, he just holds. And he will hold at second base. So Dreesen puts on the brakes. But now with Geronimo coming up, we will get a new pitcher for the Dodgers. That's going to be it for Rick Rhoden. Tommy Lasorda has seen enough. He is making the call to the bullpen for Stan Wall, a left-hander, to face the left-handed hitting Geronimo. We'll do the totals on Rhoden after the inning is over. Wall's in just to get the final 2 outs because he's going to bat third next inning. There will be no double switches. He's just responsible for getting 2 outs. That's pretty much where we're standing with that. (18), nothing happening. So here's Geronimo, lefty on lefty against Wall. 4-4, and that is a pitcher result. 1-19, though, is an S1 single. So that backfire going lefty-lefty is that base hit is going to produce another run. That's going to be charged to Rhoden. RBI single from Geronimo. Concepcion, let's see, an S1. To get from first to third, you need a 4, and he is a 4, so he will take third base. So it is now 2 runs in the inning, and it's a 5-1 Cincinnati lead. Here is Billingham. 1, but I don't think anybody's going anywhere. Wall to Billingham, infield looking for the double play as he is a +2. 3-2 is a strikeout, though, so they'll take that. At least that'll help a little bit. Out number 2, but now they got to deal with Pete Rose, who's going to turn around and bat right-handed. Wall to Rose. 2-5 is a blank. We go to Rose. 2-5 again is ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Reds, a Foster home run, and an RBI single from Geronimo. And at the end of 6, the Reds lead it 5-0 and seemingly have Jack Billingham in control of things. So we can close the book now on Rhoden and Wall both, as Wall is done. So Rhoden is going to go 5 1/3. Wall's going to go 2/3. He gives up a hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Rhoden gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits off of Rhoden. And all 5 runs, which are earned. Walks, let's see, he walked, did he walk anybody? Rhoden didn't walk anyone. He was over the plate, maybe he had too much control, putting over the center of the plate, and he struck out 3. So we go to the top of the 7th. Billingham still in there. He can face 27 batters. So far, he's faced 24. It'll be Baker, Yeager, and a pinch hitter. And as you look at the bench, we'll see who they might want to use. Lots of lefties on their bench that they could go to. Boog Powell, 244 hitter. Johnny Oates, 269. John Hale, 241. Johnny Oates is the backup catcher, so you may not want to use him. But most anybody else is eligible. Of course, Manny Mota, 395 hitter. They're going to use Boog Powell. I want to go with a lefty. I'm going to give old Boog a chance. So Boog Powell will be coming in to pinch hit at the end of the at-bat of Yeager. Right now it is Dusty Baker. 5-0 Reds. Do you have 4 Ks? Did I miss that? Did he have 4 Ks, not 3 Ks? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I've only got him for 3. This K belongs to Stan Wall. So he only had 3 Ks that I can see. That K belongs to Stan Wall. Not that it matters. We're not keeping track of stats. So, I mean, the computer is when I put it in the game, but I'm not keeping them on fast and heavy on the score sheet. So it is 3 strikeouts. All right, so here's Baker. 1-6, that's a walk plus, and that will be a walk to lead off the top of the 7th. And that is walk number 2 issued by Billingham. Strategy rolls are now off. So here's Yeager. 1-6, another walk plus. So back-to-back walks to start the top of the 7th. And Powell is your batter. Reds bullpen is active. Brian B., since you're a Reds fan, which bullpen arm would you like to have loosening up in the bullpen? The Dodgers have, after Powell, they have Lopes, Russell, and Smith and Garb. It's a lot of right-handers with one switch in there. So I'm thinking a righty, maybe Murray or Eastwick, but you can make the pick you wish. Since you are a Reds fan, I will default to you. And you can let me know who you want to use, if it gets to that. Right now, Boog Powell is... Oh, I missed it. Okay, well, Murray is going to be the new pitcher. Murray's going to be the new pitcher. Okay. Well, once the time comes, once Billingham goes where he wants to go. All right, so Billingham, strategy rolls again are off. So here's Boog Powell. It's a 4-1, which is a blank. We go to Powell. 6-6, and he's a single to left field for Boog Powell. Baker runs at a 3, single to left. You gain 1, makes him a 4. Foster's a -2, though, makes it a 2. 1-2. And he does score. How about that? Baker scores to break open the ice. RBI single from the pinch hitter, Boog Powell. Yeager will stop at second base. Billingham is now tired. So we will make the move to Dale Murray. No relation to Arthur Murray. I don't know if he can dance or not, but we'll find out. So Billingham's going to go 6+. That's as far as he's going to go. He's responsible for these two guys. Only can win it, cannot lose it. Dale Murray is on to face Davy Lopes. So Billingham is done. But a really nice outing for Billingham, as he did more than what they probably expected him to do. And he's carrying a 5-1 lead right now. So Dale Murray is on to pitch with 2 on and nobody out. Strategy rolls are still off. 4-5, and that is a blank to a right-hander. Would have been a straight up to a lefty, but a blank to a righty. Go to Lopes. 5-1, that's a single pass short, and that's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded, still nobody out for Bill Russell. Infield back for the double play. 3-4, and that's a blank. We go to Russell. 5-6, that's a fly to left. Possible sacrifice fly. He's a 2. No sacrifice fly. The runner, Yeager, cannot score because he's a 2 and Foster's a -2. So it will not be a sacrifice fly chance whatsoever. It's too shallow. 1 away. Now a double play gets him out of the inning. And it's Reggie Smith. But Reggie Smith is also capable of tying this game with 1 swing of the bat. So Murray has to be careful. That's a 20. So 1-2 is a balk. 3-8 is a pickoff. 9-13 is a pickoff error. That's a 15, so nothing happened. Everybody got back. Murray to Smith, 2-4. And that's a walk plus. That's going to walk in a run. That will force in Yeager. Everybody else moves up a base. It is now 5-2, and the bases are still loaded for Ron Say. Do we want to bring in another pitcher? Perhaps maybe Bourbon or maybe Eastwick? I don't know. You tell me, Brian. Do we stick with Murray? He's not tired yet, but he certainly is not very effective. But you can tell me. I'll go with Bourbon. Okay, so Murray just couldn't cut it. Pitched more like Arthur Murray. So Murray is only going to face 3 batters. He's going to go a third of an inning. Going to give up a hit and a walk. And possibly some runs. If these 2 runs score, they're going to be charged to him. So Pedro Bourbon is going to come on and try to get out of the mess. Pedro Bourbon. And so bringing in the closer early for Brian B. Sometimes the save is done in the earlier innings, not just the 9th. So he's going to face Ron Say. Ron Say steps up. Say is a double play rating of 3, so if you can get a ground ball at him, you got a chance to get out of the inning. Bases are loaded, 1 out, 2 in. It's 5-2. Tying runs are on the base. The go-ahead run is at the plate in the form of Ron Say. And strategy rolls are now back on since it's a 3-run game. But nothing happening there. So here's Bourbon to save. Look at all the blanks on Bourbon's card. He's got a ton of them. 2-2, and he hit one of them right there. That's a blank. Go to Ron Say. 6-2. It's a star 1. That is a fly ball to center field. Is it going to be a sacrifice fly? He's a 2. It will not. The lead runner is Powell, who's a 1. I did not pinch run for him. I didn't really thinking about pinch running. Center fielder arm. Geronimo's a -1, so there's no sacrifice fly there. 2 down. And here is Garvey. Maybe my mistake for not bringing a pinch runner for Powell. Worrying about everything else. So if you want to say I cheated for the Reds, go right ahead. But that's not was not my intention. Just an oversight. Here's Bourbon to Garvey. 2-3. That's a straight up single if he was tired, but he's not tired. So go to Garvey. 1-4. It's a fly to center, and that's the end of the inning. So good job there for Bourbon to get out of it. Both those runs are charged to Billingham. No runs charged to Murray, and Bourbon takes care of the 2 that he faced, and he's ready to keep going after that. It's 5-2. Get the totals on Billingham. He's going to, let's see here. He went 6+. So he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits for Billingham. How many walks? He walked 1, 2. Let's see, 1, 2. Anybody else? 3. 3 walks for Billingham. And strikeouts, he struck out 4. All right, so the Dodgers get 2 runs to close the gap a little bit, but they left the bases loaded, which is not going to help their cause any. And they will need a new pitcher as we pinch hit for Rhoden. So who's the new pitcher going to be is the question. The Reds are going to bring up Griffey, Morgan, and Foster. Lots of lefties coming up, but Al Downing is horrible. So we're not going to use Al Downing. They're going to go with Mike Garman out of the bullpen. Mike Garman will be coming on for the Dodgers. They're going to get a Garman. So Mike Garman is your new pitcher for the Dodgers. 5-2 ball game. We are at the 7th inning stretch, and of course that means take me out to the ball game. So settle in, and if you want to stretch with me, we're going to go take me out to the ball game. All right, that is your 7th inning stretch. And we look ahead to tomorrow, or not tomorrow's, but the next game in this replay, April 19th. Well, you saw Larry Christensen and the Phillies this morning. They're going to see Larry Christensen again for the Phillies, but this time he's going to be in Wrigley Field taking on the Cubs. It'll be Mike Krukow and the Cubs hosting the Philadelphia Phillies. That'll be the game for April the 19th in this National League replay. But we've got unfinished business here in Cincinnati. 5-2. It's gotten a little bit more interesting. But now it is Garman facing Ken Griffey. It's a 5-3, and that's a strikeout chance, and Griffey is out of there. Strikeout of Griffey, 1 away, and here is Joe Morgan. Little Joe, 2-4, possible error on a throw. 5-2, that's a single to center, no throw to be made, so no error. But a 1-out single from Morgan. His attempt is a 4. That's a 6, so Foster's not hitting and running, not with his power. He's going to be swinging for the fences. 2-5, that's a range play at the park, going to Riverfront for a range play. 3-5, and that is a rare play, so it will not be a range play. It is a rare play with men on base. Rare play with men on base. The only thing I'm not going to do is have a bench clearing brawl, but I'll go with anything else that applies. That's a 56. Pitch brushes back hitter. Words are exchanged and both dugouts empty. Calmer heads prevail, but the umpire warns both manager if any hit by pitch happens after the rest of the game, the pitcher is thrown out. That's fine. Okay. So we got warnings. They brushed back Foster after he hit the home run, which is kind of, got to expect that when you hit a home run off somebody. The team's going to come back during the next at bat and kind of brush you back a little bit. So just ball one on the inside pitch, and we move on. 2-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 5 got him. So Foster is out of there. 2 down. So he gets brushed back, and then he gets sent to the bench. Here is Dreesen. Garman to Dreesen, 5-2. That's a hit by pitch. 4 plus 7 is an 11. That's a 7, so Garman is gone. We just had that warning, and now he just comes and plunks Dreesen. And that is going to be an injection right there. They will throw Garman out of the game. Umpire says we had enough of that. Cooler heads need to prevail. And we will see Charlie Huff coming in to pitch against Mr. Johnny Bench. Huff will be the new pitcher for Bench to face Bench. So Garman, not the best of outings. He did strike out 2. He gave up a hit. So he went 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a hit, struck out 2. Of course, he hit a batter. He is responsible for both runners on base. But Johnny Bench is your batter as he faces Charlie Huff. Huff to Bench. Nothing happening. 3-4, and that is a strikeout plus, and he got him. So they actually strike out the side amidst all the other stuff that went on. And we go to the 8th. It is still 5-2. Dodgers still in this thing. No question about it. They are still in it. Due up for the Dodgers, it'll be Monday, Baker, and Yeager. We did not double switch on purpose for Huff, because we would want to have a different pinch. There was nobody we want to take out of the lineup, so we'll just try to get a pinch hitter up there if it comes that way, and then Sosa would pitch the 8th. So Bourbon facing Rick Monday. 6-1 is a blank. Here's Monday. 3-2, it's a ground ball to second, and that's 1 away. And I'm assuming, Brian B., we're going with Bourbon until he either is tired or gives up, something drastic here. 1-1's a blank. We go to Baker. 4-2, it's a fly to center. 2 down. So he's faced 4 batters, retired them all. He can face 7. So he might be able to finish out this game. Bourbon, 3-3, hit by pitch. But now Bourbon's out of the game. So retaliation back and forth. Bourbon's gone. So the Reds will have to have somebody else to finish out the game because Bourbon is history. This is getting to be a bean war here, as Bourbon is out of there. So we've used Murray and Bourbon. Coming up to the plate will be a pinch hitter for Huff. But the Dodgers don't need to declare a pinch hitter until the Reds declare a pitcher. That's the order of business. The Reds have to declare a pitcher. Brian B. says Mike Caldwell. So Mike Caldwell will come in his Brewer jersey, as he will get traded to the Brewers later. So Caldwell will come in, and with that means that the Dodgers are going to longtime pinch hitting specialist Manny Mota off the bench. So Manny Mota will do the pinch hitting. 5-2, but Mota coming up in his .395 average in 38 at-bats. So Bourbon, let's get the numbers on Bourbon as well as we can get them. Bourbon went an inning and a third. And he's going to, inning and 2/3. And he hit a batter, but nothing else. So 2 runs are his, or this runner on base is his responsibility. But now Caldwell doing the pitching. Strategy rolls are off because it's a 3-run game with only 2 innings left, so no strategy rolls to worry about. Caldwell, 4-3 is a blank. We go to Manny Mota. 3-5, and he's going to ground it to second to end the inning. So Caldwell gets him out of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Coming up for the Reds will be Concepcion, Geronimo, and a pinch hitter for Caldwell. I'm assuming Eastwood could probably finish out the game. I'm guessing, Brian B. You can tell me if you want to leave Caldwell in and let him bat. I can do that. I've got the pitcher hitting card. We can do that. Or if you want to bring in somebody else, we can do that too. Sosa is coming in to pitch for the Dodgers, Elias Sosa. He's going to come in and pitch for the... That will leave Al Downing as their last pitcher remaining. So Huff comes in, strikes out the 1 batter, and that's it. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still 5-2. If 2 out, nobody on, we're going to let Caldwell hit. Okay, sounds good. I'll get my pitcher hitting card handy. So if Caldwell comes up to hit, he will use this hitting card right here. If, operative word. So Sosa to Concepcion. It's 3-3, and that's the ballpark card going to Riverfront for Concepcion. 2-6, that's a single plus to left field. Concepcion's speed is, a base runner is a 4. Baker, 0 arm. 1-4, he turns this into a double. And he does. So it's going to be a double, leadoff double for Concepcion. And that'll bring up Geronimo. Tempted to walk Geronimo, but I guess we better let him pitch. 1-3, that's a range play. We go to Geronimo for a range play. 4-2, and that's a liner right to the pitch. Sosa, he's a 5, so most assuredly he would catch this, and he does. And it's a possible double play. When you line it to the pitcher with a runner at second, you need a 5. On a 5, it's a double play. It is not, so the runner gets back. But a nice snag there by Sosa. And now with 1 out and a runner at second, we're going to use Ray Knight to pinch hit against Sosa. So we go grab Ray Knight. Ray Knight will pick up a bat, hit for Sosa. I'm sorry, hit for Caldwell. And I'm assuming Eastwick will be coming in to finish it out, not Akala. I'm assuming it's going to be Eastwick, but you can confirm that later before the inning's over. Yes, okay, Eastwick, got you. All right, so Ray Knight, first pinch hitter is used, and Eastwick's going to be coming in. That will leave Akala as the only bullpen arm remaining if we go extra innings. Downing's the only one left for the Dodgers. So Sosa facing Ray Knight. 6-4, and he's not tired, so there's no single there. Knight, 2-5, grounded to short. The BR of Concepcion is a 4, so he will take third base on the ground ball to short. But now it's 2 away. 2 down, and it's up to Pete Rose to tack on some insurance. 4-6, that's a hit by pitch. That's a 7. He's a 5 and a -1, so it's just inside, not going to hit him. Alcala, is that how you pronounce it? Alcala? I'll go with Alcala. Is that correct? Alcala? Or is it Alcala? Like Al, like Big Al. Like Al Red Sox fan. Alcala. Almost like alkaline. That's what it sounds like. Like, no, not Al Qaeda. We don't want that. Alcala. We'll go with Alcala. How about that? All right, here's the pitch to Rose from Sosa. 2-5, strikeout plus, and he's going to get him. A rare Rose strikeout, but the plus kind of did him in. So we go to the ninth. It's a 5-2 ball game, and coming in for the save is going to be Raleigh Eastwick. Caldwell came in, faced Moda. He only faced one batter and got him out. So it will be, you're in the top of the ninth. We will have the top of the order. Lopes will lead things off. It will be Lopes, followed by Russell and Smith against the right-hander in a Cardinal uniform, but it still looks close enough to the Reds to be legitimate, and that's Raleigh Eastwick. And you got your top three hitters, so I doubt there's going to be any pinch hitting going on unless we hit for Russell. But he's 278, so probably won't hit for him either. So we're probably looking at just what we got right here. Defense for Rose at third if anybody is better. Well, we could double switch and put Eastwick in the 1 position and leave Right Knight at third if you like. He's a 3-14. Rose is a 1-9. So if you want to put Knight in, then we can do a double switch and have him bat in the 9th position. Since Rose made the last out, we can let Eastwick bat first. So we will have a double switch, actually. And Knight will come in the game to play third base. He's a 3 with an E14. So there's your switch there. Knight will bat in the 9th position. Eastwick will bat in the 1st position. And Pete Rose is no longer in the game. So you got more range out there with Ray Knight. All right, top of the 9th, 5-2 Reds. And it's going to be up to the top of the order for the Dodgers. Brian B. knows his onions, no doubt about it. Especially when it comes to the Reds. He's a Reds aficionado, just like RJL is a Mets aficionado. Eastwick now, 3-6, possible error. Wouldn't it be something if he hit it to third and Knight made an error? Wouldn't that be something on a ground ball to third and Knight makes an error? 4-4, no, it's a single to center. 17, there's no error there. So it's just a single to center for Lopes. Of course, with down by 3, there's no strategy, so no steals to worry about. Here's Russell. Russell is 0-for-4, so I think the Dodgers might be looking to pinch hit here. They got some lefties that they could bring in. So let's peruse their bench. Hale's 241, Oates 269. So they're going to bring in Johnny Oates to hit for Russell. Ted Martinez would play short if it goes to the bottom of the 9th. But they're going to bring in Johnny Oates to pinch hit for Russell. So Eastwick. Yeah, Doug Flynn in his Mets jersey. Is that what you want to see? Is that what you wanted to see? Doug Flynn in his Mets jersey? We could do that. If you wanted to. All right, Eastwick to Oates. 3-6, that's another possible error. Second time in a row, hit the 3-6 roll. Oates, 2-6, it's a fly to left. Foster's error rating is only a 2, so there's going to be no error there. Just a fly to left as Oates was the pinch hitter there. So he's out, 1 away, and that will send up Reggie Smith. Eastwick, 4-1, range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium for a range play. 5-6, that's a ground ball to third, and look at that. Here's where the managerial moves of Brian B. have come into play, because had Rose been in there, he was a 1 range. Now, Knight is a 3 range. Now, if we roll a 5, it's irrelevant, but if we roll a 2 or a 3, it makes a whole bit of difference. And we roll a 3, so how about that? But they were double play depth, so his range is only a 2. It's going to get by him. So it's actually not going to matter because they were at double play depth, and he loses 1, so he drops down to a 2. So that's going to be a base hit. Will it be a single or a double? It'll be a single. Single for Reggie Smith. Lopes, I believe, has to stop at, yep, he's got to stop at second base. But because they were playing halfway, he loses the range he needed, and that's going to get through for a single. So first and second, 1 out for Ron Say, who is now the tying run at the plate. Five, 3. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Go to Say. 1-3. It's a fly to center. That's out number 2. Geronimo is a -1 arm. Lopes is a 3. That makes a difference of 2. You fly to center, it's a -2, so he cannot move up. Probably wouldn't want to risk it anyway because his run doesn't matter. Steve Garvey's coming to the plate, and he is the tying run, and he has a 20 in the home run faction there. So Eastwick to Garvey. 5-5, strikeout 12, too high. Garvey has a chance to extend the game. 6-6, he does not. It's a star 4, ground ball to Concepcion, and there's your ball game. Raleigh Eastwick and the Reds hold on for a 5-2 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers. And they changed history because the Dodgers won this game real world. Eastwick will get the save. The win goes to Billingham, the loss to Rhoden. Eastwick pitches a shaky ninth, giving up 2 hits but no runs, which were more important than anything else. So for the Reds, 5 runs on 12 hits, no errors. And for the Dodgers, 2 runs on 10 hits and no errors. And again, winning pitcher was Billingham. Save goes to Eastwick. Loss goes to Rick Rhoden. So there you have it from Riverfront Stadium. 5-12-0 for the Reds, 2-10-0 for the Dodgers. At least I don't think there was any errors. Pretty sure there was not. There were a couple of hit by pitches, but no errors. Almost had a brawl, but not quite. Things got under control at the very last minute. And as we look ahead to the next game, which will be the April 19th game, we're going to be at Wrigley Field. And we just saw Larry Christensen this afternoon. He's going to be back again as we go to the – it's too early for standings, Brian. Too early for that. I'll show them at the end of the month when they get a little closer to being having enough games played. But right now it's not really important because there's not enough going on there. But Philadelphia is at Chicago. It'll be the 19th game. And that'll be Larry Christensen against Mike Krukow in that one from Wrigley Field. I did get the pre-printed ones from Baseball Sim Research, but I had already written these out before I purchased those. So I want to use the ones I've already got. And then once these run out, which is only a couple more games. Yeah, 420 and 4. There are no games on the 21st. On the 20th, we go to Houston. It's San Francisco against Houston. Ed Halicki against Mark Lamangelo. And then on the 22nd, it's Pittsburgh at New York, Jerry Royce and Tom Seaver. Then on the 23rd, I'll switch over to those Rombo score sheets and figure out what the next game is going to be and all that good stuff. So let me pull up Stratomatic real quick, Brian, and I'll tell you the standings before this game started. How about that? And then you can see where they are because we add one for the Reds. But coming into let me get the standings coming into this game. Coming into the game, the Dodgers were 7-2. The Reds were 4-6. So now the Reds are 5-6. Dodgers are 7-3. They have a half game lead on Houston. The Reds are now 2.5 back at 5-6. They are in 4th place behind Houston and San Diego, only ahead of Atlanta and San Francisco. For the next game, Philadelphia and the Cubs, Philadelphia is 4-4, depending on what they do on the 18th. I think I've already simmed those. So they're 4-4. Cubs are 5-4, tied for first place with Pittsburgh. Philadelphia has a half game back. But again, way, way, way early to be worrying about standings from the Stratomatic simming of everything. But Reds win. This one belongs to the Reds, as someone once said. So that's pretty much what's more important than anything else. So we got Phillies and Cubs coming up next time, probably on Monday, because tomorrow we will be back to Stratomatic. It will be Seattle and Milwaukee, battle of two good left-handers, Mark Langston against Teddy Higuera. And that will be the second to last game from the May 8th block. Final game would be Texas and Toronto. And then we'll move on to May 9th for next set of games. But right now, Stratomatic, probably tomorrow morning sometime, maybe around 9 or 10 o'clock. Probably around like 10, I'm guessing. Don't want to do it tomorrow night because of the hockey game and stuff like that. And I don't know what we're doing tomorrow night. Although I don't have to worry about getting up early on Monday morning. So who knows? I might play a game at 10 o'clock. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm not working. So I'm not plenty of things to do around the house. So I'm sure I'll figure out something. I'll probably ease into the housework and the yard work. I know I'm cutting grass on Wednesday because we got rain tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. So I know I'm cutting grass on Wednesday. But after that, I don't know. I'll just do some general cleanup around here and putt around with Tabby and just kind of relax and exhale from having to go into work. Maybe that's the best way to describe it, I guess. But that's going to do it from here, folks. Reds win it by the score of 5-2. Winning pitcher, Jack Billingham. Losing pitcher, Rick Rhoden. And the save to Raleigh Eastwick. So until tomorrow when we have Stratomatic, Seattle at Milwaukee. Till then, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you all down the road.